Hi dear students, in this session we are going to discuss about $rootscope in Angularjs. What is $rootscope? In the last session we have seen about $scope, right? $scope. In this session we can see $rootscope. So what is $rootscope where we can use? Do you know what is the purpose of $scope? As we have discussed in the last session, we can write data members and methods, right? We can access, we are providing binding to view to controller or controller to view. Here the $rootscope used for what? In Java you have seen already about public private. Private means within that class only we can use that variables. Public means we can use that in any class. You can use that variables in any class. That means you can use that data in any class. The same way, the $rootscope is like a public. That means if you are writing within the script, so all the controllers can access that $rootscope value. We can reuse it, right? Let us see the $rootscope. An Angular application contains a single $rootscope. All other $scope present in Angular application are the child objects. The $rootscope object is the parent of all other $scope objects. The behavior attached to $rootscope is available to all the controllers present in that particular Angular application. It means the properties and methods attached to it can be accessed by all controllers. That we can see in one example that we are going to see. Here we need to remember one thing. The main difference between the $scope object and the $rootscope object is the behavior attached with the $rootscope is available for all the controllers. But coming to $rootscope, it is attached with the specific controller in which it is defined. Okay, so $rootscope we can access for all the controllers, but if it is the $rootscope is attached with the specific controller, not to the all controllers, but specific controller in which it is defined. That point you can understand here. The $scope is a parent to all the $scope objects. Okay, that we can prove with one example. Now you can see. First, if you want to do any Angular application, you can do through CDN or you can do with offline also. First, we need to download that library file. Go to any browser. Type here Angularjs.org. Now click on enter. Now you can see download Angularjs. Here you can find CDN, means URL. Based on this URL, if you are using this URL directly, you can access that Angularjs files. If you want to do same thing in offline also, see, you can click on this download button, then copy this all the Angularjs code, Ctrl A, Ctrl C. Now you can paste in one notepad. That file you can save. Click on save as. There you can type angular.js. This is the file name that I'm going to save on the desktop. Here I'm going to create one folder, Angular examples. Okay, in this folder you can save this file. Okay, there we can practice it. Now here we are not using any IDE. Through the notepad we are going to execute our AngularJS program. Alright, first we need to take HTML files. Root node HTML, then close that HTML, then head, close that head. Within that head you can write script. You know already how to access external JS file into HTML. The same way you can write for AngularJS also. Script src equal to the file is available on desktop. So directly I can give angular.js is a file name which I downloaded. Okay, then close that script tag. Next, that means you are loading AngularJS file. After that you can write body tag, close that body tag. Within the body you can write our actual code. Now I want to prove that $rootScope is the parent to all $scope objects. Okay, right. Now I'm initializing Angular framework through ng-app directive attribute. Okay, the app name I am giving my app. Okay, next I am taking one div tag, close that div tag. Okay, so within that div tag I am giving controller name ng-controller equal to controller name. So this is parent controller. In this parent controller I am going to display the controller name. So this is a binding. So you can use the double flower braces. So controller name, I'm going to display the controller name. Then along with that I should display some message. Alright, so that expression, this is the expression tag, you know, message I'm going to display here. Next I'm going to close div tag, already closed. This is parent controller, right? Within this parent controller, so I'm going to create one child controller. Okay, child controller, close that child controller. Here the child controller name is child controller, right? So in this controller I'm going to display the controller name as well as the message I want to display. Okay, so message should be same for all the controllers, so that I can write within the root scope. Okay, I will show you. Just then so this due tag should be here because child should available within the parent. Next I can create, sorry, this should be open and this should be closed. Then I am going to create another controller, that is sibling controller, then controller name. So this what I have created 3 controllers here. Now I am going to write actual Angularjs script. Here you can see that the script code, start script, how to write script ma, how to write it. So where app equal to Angular dot module of module name is what, which we have written here, app name, my app, right? Okay, there should not be a spelling mistake on small uppercase, uppercase, as this should be there. Then dependency. Okay, I created one module. Now I'm going to create controller also. How you can create controller from the module? App dot controller of controller name. Okay, app dot controller of controller name. The controller name is what? Parent controller. That we have given the controller name same as it is you should give. So I'm copying that one. I don't want to do any mistake here. So I'm giving that the controller name followed by a function that contains parameter called $scope, comma, here I am giving another parameter to this function, that another parameter name is called $rootscope. Here, now here I can write, I can initialize the values. How I can initialize? $scope dot controller name. So in the expression tag we have given, right, the variable, the controller name equal to parent controller. This is what our parent controller, right? Parent controller. Okay, right. Here the controller has closed and flower braces should close, right? The function should be closed first. So function closed, controller closed. Okay, now I'm going to create another controller. Okay, and I should display message also. So message should be common to all the controllers. So I should write through $rootScope. So now I can write dollar root scope equal to, okay, common property for all controllers. Common property for all controllers. Okay, alright, two values. $rootScope dot, the variable name is what? Message, right? MSG. Okay, alright, that means what I am proving here, the root scope, the value of this variable should common to all the views. See, the root scope is parent, right? That means for all controllers you can access that message. Okay, that I'm going to prove. Again, I'm going to create controllers 2 and 3 for sibling control. Now, so for parent I am giving only one time that root scope I can use. This is for child control. Child controller. This is for sibling controller. Sibling controller. Alright. So if you execute this code, have you closed the script tag? So now I can close it. So now I'm going to save this program. So file, save as, rootScope example dot html, where I can save this one. So desktop Angular example, right? Nice. Now you can go for that folder, Angular example. So right click, open with any browser. So it is not able to access. What is the error? Angular.js script src equal to, that is correct only. My app same. Then what is the problem here? Folder structure is correct only, right? It is available here only. Then directly I can use it. Angular.js, any spelling mistake? Angular.js, no spelling mistake. Why it is not coming? Controller name. So had I done any mistake? Message, sorry, here we no need to give this message. This is $scope, right? Actually I have copy pasted, that's why I have done this mistake here. Then save this one, Ctrl S, refresh the browser. So sibling controller message are displayed here. Message also not displaying. Where is the mistake? So I did not give any name here, right? The controller name for first controller is the parent controller. The second controller name is child controller. So the child controller name should be here. Then sibling controller. Control C. Then you can change sibling controller. Right. Okay. Now again you can refresh. You can find here controller name parent controller. Message is common for all because I have declared with the $rootscope, right? That value I have declared with the $rootscope. That $rootscope variable means any controller, any control can access that value. Okay, I think you understood, right? Okay, if you have any doubts, comment in the below session. Right, thank you.